This is a lesson we have to do, and we have to get better at this. This is called the Subject-Verb Agreement, one of the most common mistakes in English. This, if you get this right, you will say most of your sentences correctly. So here are some examples. Let's see what this means. When we talk about Jane in a sentence, we know now with our previous lessons, Jane is a subject. The verb is the action, lives, and then the place, lives in Mexico or whatever place. Now, Jane is one person. Whenever it's one subject, the verb has S. And we know that S is generally used with plural forms. So if it's more than one, we use S, right? So I want you to think of it like this. When the subject is singular, the verb is plural. The verb has S in it. The verb is usually not plural or singular, but this is a good way to remember the rule. It's opposite. The subject is one, the verb is plural in that case, so you'd put an S with the verb. If you have Jane, which is singular, and the verb live, which is without S, so let's say singular, it's wrong. So it should be the opposite. Okay, let's explore some other examples. In this case, we see the bananas is yellow and ripe versus the bananas are yellow and ripe, which is correct. Guys, the second one is correct, which is now in this case the first one in this slide. The bananas are yellow and ripe. So why? Because the bananas are plural. Whenever it's plural, you say are. When it's singular, you would say is. In this case, it is S. It is not singular. So if I say is here, it's wrong. If I said the banana is one banana, that would have been okay. Let's see some other examples to understand the relation between subject and verb. So the cat chases the mouse. Here, cat is singular, so you put S with the verb. Chase is the verb, okay? You're just putting one S at the end to make it chases. Now, these shoes is plural, so the verb will not have S in it. These shoes fit me perfectly. He is one person, so he would be with S when it's the verb. So you simply put an S with the action or with the verb when the subject is singular, like this and like this. But in this case, shoes was plural, so we did not put an S with the verb. Okay, simple rule, all right, but something you got to remember and practice. So let's have a look at this one. She hikes a lot, but her cousins prefer swimming. Is this correct, guys? Or is this the correct one? She hike a lot, but her cousins prefers swimming. Which one do you think is correct? Take a minute. You can pause the video. I'm going to go to the answers now. Okay? The correct one was she hikes a lot, but her cousins prefer swimming. Notice that cousins is plural. So the verb is without the S. Remember, it's opposite. And in this case, she is singular. So the verb hikes, which means walks, has S in it. Now in this case, she is a singular person or a third person. It's called a third person because it's not me, first person. It's not you, second person. So it's the third person, it's someone else. Hikes is third person present simple. We'll look at this more when we go into tenses. But this is a present tense, hikes. And when you use present tense, it means it can happen daily. Maybe she hikes daily. She hikes maybe weekly, or she hikes a few days in a week. It happens on a routine. Generally, she hikes. And in this case, cousins is plural. It's a third person because it's not you and me, it's a third person. And it's multiple because it's cousins. So then you would have the prefer without the S. It's a third person plural, and again, we're using present simple tense. When you have just the word or the word with S, that means it's present tense mostly. If it is ing, it means it's present continuous. If it's ed, it is past. And if it is with will or going to, it's future. So this is, again, these cousins prefer this generally. It means generally, usually, daily, or routinely, they prefer this. Okay. Now, let's do a practical exercise. Have a look at these sentences and point out where is the subject and where is the verb in these sentences. Point out also if you think there's any mistake in any of these sentences. Check them out with the rules we have discussed and comment down below with your answers. I'll give you feedback personally if you're right or wrong. So guys, this is the most important lesson in English language and something that people get wrong all the time. Subject-verb agreement. Now you know it. Now you want to practice on it. And make sure to please subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it. Thank you.